going back to what you said, just getting educated. When you start comparing, you know, um, real estate to Wall Street and the stock market, it's not apples to apples. Like it totally separate things. And the value add that we have with, above market rates of return secured by real estate, there's equities, a lot of times substantial equity in the property. Then you get into the families that we're impacting, you get into like kind of the rejuvenation, the investment into our community with contractors, local trades, lumber stores, all that type of stuff. There's such a feel good story to it. And the rates of return are exceptional to our private lenders, who honestly, what they're also seeking is just some certainty. If they've got their money in some type of stock or some other type of high risk investment, there's a lot of uncertainty. So especially in times like now, where we're going through an election, we're going through COVID, we're going through all this stuff, people, they want to hold on to something firm, and real estate does that. So if you can just kind of tell that story and communicate that, you're going to find like you can just become a private money magnet, where people are going to want to come to you and they're going to ask you. Where we, have grown to the point where we've got an application process that we send our lenders to, where they need to apply, and we take them through a process, just because there's so many people out there. And like, once again, I'm not saying this to brag or to boast. I'm telling you, and this was a huge mind shift thing for me years ago, when I had that mindset still of like, man, felt like a beggar and a borrower. Man, I hope, this lender will lend to me. I really need them. And where the aha moment for me was, this was in late 2010. And this was one of my previous partners. Where I formed some small partnerships in 2008. We were buying single family rentals. One of my partners had pulled out, I won't say a substantial amount of money, but a good chunk, of her nest egg and her retirement. She pulled it out in the beginning of 2008 to invest with me. And around the end of 2010, and at this point in time, I was raising money and I was doing okay. But like I said, I was lacking confidence when I was talking to my lenders. And she called me one day to talk about one of our rental properties, just a general question about something. And it was kind of like an, oh, by the way thing. And she was like, oh, Brant, oh, by the way, she was like, I was looking at, my retirement and this and that. She was on the verge of retiring. And she said, if I hadn't have pulled out the money that I pulled out to invest with you, she said, I would have been devastated. I would not even be thinking about retirement for, I don't know how many years now. She's like, so I just want to thank you for reaching out to me and, giving me this opportunity. And it just hit me like that, where, I'm like, I'm playing so small, and I've got this kind of loser mentality, honestly, like this, beggar mentality. Like, I'm hoping and praying that people invest with me. And it changed, not in a big ego way, just in a big, like, man, like I need to go buy more real estate. I need to help more people, because there's people who've pulled their money out of the stock market. They've got money sitting in self-directed IRAs, and they have uncertainty, and I can provide them, right, what they want: certainty, peace of mind. They know each and every month that 8% or whatever they're lending at is going to come in each and every month. It's secured by real estate. The property's insured, all that kind of stuff. That's where the game changed for me. I was like, I need to go buy more real estate, help more people. And I shift to the abundance mentality, where no, I'm not limited on money on any deal. And Chris, that's where it changed for me, where the question of, if I can get this deal funded, just went away. And I know that is a big problem. Maybe the biggest problem that new investors and investor agents face is like, I don't know if I could get the funding. And you need to focus on finding really good deals. If you do that, that private money law of attraction, or that's it. You know, private money attracted to good deals and trustworthy people. If you can just communicate, you know, how the process works and be an honest, ethical person, that's really it.
Yeah, I love it. A couple points I want to highlight there is one, by establishing these relationships, you're basically building both of your retirement and your wealth at the same time. I mean, you're running your business, so obviously that's paramount, but there's mutual interest in the success of your private lender because you want them to do well, because you want to keep their money working, and that directly impacts their life, their family, their financial future, and you get to see that in real time. To some degree, you don't get that with stocks. I mean, I guess if it was like your brother-in-law's company, maybe, but that's not the situation for the vast majority of folks. Like you just don't get to see that. And then the other point was you to establish these relationships, you've been using like the one thing that I get from Stephen Covey, and that's seek first to understand and then to be understood. Whereas most folks, maybe it's just entrepreneurialism and our sales hat gets in the way, but they flip it. It's seek first to understand me, and then I'll try to understand you. And that's a recipe for disaster 9.9 times out of 10. Just ask open-ended questions, get to understand them, their needs, their wants, their desires, their goals, their concerns, and then their concerns again, and then even again, like and then once you get a full understanding of them, I mean, you might learn that it's actually not a good fit during that process, and save both of yourselves a lot of time, but you actually may find some good synergies and how you can help each other out.